Hi, I'm Holly.
I'm Charisse.
And welcome to the Ask Mom series on shaving. Or hair care.
Lots of shaving.
It's kind of necessary, but some people don't. That's okay too.
Because if it grows long enough, you can always just braid it, and that looks really pretty. That can be something pretty. It could be decorative.
True.
Hair can be decorative.
So,
As pretty as it is here, it could be pretty anywhere else on your body.
well, a lot of young teens have written asking a question like, when is it okay for me to shave? And honestly, it's really between you and your mom, probably, when you're going to shave for the first time. Shave your legs and your armpits. Obviously, there's no need to shave if you don't have hair. But assuming you have hair and you're feeling self-conscious about it, then you should shave. Otherwise, don't shave until you absolutely have to with your legs.
Because once you start, you have to keep it up.
Yeah. And so if it's just like a little bit of hair and you're just wishing they'd be kind of smooth, wait it out until you really, really want to shave. That's my advice.
Till you take the razor and it kind of sounds like that, where it's just so thick that you have to shave it like that.
Maybe obvious, but just in case you don't have someone to talk to about shaving, I think you should really only shave in the shower or in the bath. Don't try doing it just, you know, by your sink or something like that. It's really better if your skin is warm and if it's really wet, and then you need something on top of your skin in order to protect it while you're shaving.
Like jeans.
You can't shave with jeans on.
You said something on top of your skin. I think we need to be more specific than just something on top of your skin.
Okay, well then say what it is. What do we need?
I think you need, I can't say the word please. Soap.
Soap is a good one.
I don't think shaving cream makes a big difference. I think just soap or
unless it's
the
fun for you.
And how could shaving cream be fun?
I don't know, you know, buying different scents. It's kind of like buying body wash or something like that if it's fun to buy.
Sure, you could do that.
Conditioner works actually really well too
conditioner
because it's really smooth and soft, and so conditioner works well, soap works well.
My thing is buy a good razor.
That's the main thing.
If you buy the cheap plasticky ones, like the super cheap ones, it's not going to feel good. You could cut yourself more.
The sharper the better.
Yeah, and well, yeah, exactly.
The sharper the better. And if you're going to use the cheap plastic ones, then you really need to like throw one out each week, because you're probably only going to be shaving a couple times a week when you're first starting.
Right.
And so just throw them out once a week, and then you'll know you always have one sharp enough.
And when I say that you could cut yourself, I mean more like nick. You're not going to cut like a whole big slice of skin off your leg. That's not going to happen. So if you're worried about that because you've never shaved, and you know it is a razor and it's sharp, you know it's not. You're not going to. You might just nick yourself. You're not going to rip any skin off.
Right. And if I do cut myself a little bit, usually sometimes actually I don't notice it even right away. You won't see it until, you know, maybe you're all done shaving and you're drying off and you go, oh, I nicked myself a little bit or something, because a lot of times you don't really do it. Yeah, and you'll get a little bit on your towel. You can you usually can just blot it, and it's gonna stop bleeding. It's not gonna bleed like a wound or anything.
Just don't put perfume lotion on it right away.
That
would be.
And after you shave, really, I think it's really great if you can wait a while to put anything on.
Now, what do you mean a while? What's your definition?
Well,
of a
I don't
while?
know. What do you think? Usually I'll shave at night and go to bed, and then in the morning I'll use lotions. I don't usually shave in the morning.
I shave in the morning, so I'll put lotion on as soon as I dry off.
And then that's okay. It
And
doesn't
it's fine.
sting.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's just because I've been doing it long or.
If your lotion has an alcohol base to it, then it's probably going to sting. Or if it has a lot of perfumes in it, it could sting because those are made with alcohol. But if it's like a natural lotion of some type, then it's probably fine.
I was very self-conscious about hair on my legs when I was younger, and but fortunately we had tube socks, and so that covered half my leg. But it was also very warm.
Or leg warmers.
Summertime
In the 80s.
Yeah,
leg warmers.
Yeah, we had that too. I didn't wear those. I had the tube socks though, and I couldn't stand it. And so I've just told my daughter, whenever you feel like it just doesn't feel right for you and you're self-conscious about it, by all means start shaving.
Right.
That's just her and I talking, so
well,
I know how it feels.
Yes, and with armpit hair, really odor is what prompts you usually to start shaving. And so, I mean, the more hair there is, the more bacteria that gets trapped, the harder it is to keep it from smelling. And so, so again, that's just going to be a personal decision, or a decision between you and your mom to decide when to do it. But the same thing, you'll just do it in the shower. Don't ever do it dry, because you'll get red bumps. It'll be really itchy and painful. And just, you know, shave under each armpit. You'll probably only shave maybe once a week when you're a teenager. Probably not much more than that because it'll take a long time for your hair to grow back when you're first starting. And
it's a very small surface area, not very large, so it's super easy to shave.
Right. And let's see. I guess the other area we would talk about shaving is pubic hair, and that's...
Holy, I
said pubic hair. But the reason why we're mentioning it is because we're doing this video close to summertime, and which means you're going to be wearing swimsuits, and you know, maybe all you wear is board shorts and you don't have to worry about it, but if you wear a bikini and you're a girl who's developed pubic hair, this might be your first summer with pubic hair, and you're like, oh my gosh, what, you know, I'm worried it's going to come out of my suit or whatever. The first thing you can do is trim it. So you can always take scissors and just, you know,
scape it out.
Yeah, so say this is where the hair is. You can always just, you know, kind of make it, I don't know, sort of just trim it smaller on either side where your bikini line would go.
Just try your swimsuit. Just try your swimsuit on and see if anything is poking out.
And you don't only want to. This is strange. You don't only want to check here. You want to check between your legs. So like sit crisscross applesauce sort of thing and look between your legs because you grow hair there as well. You don't just grow hair in the front. And you want to make sure that when you're laying there on the beach and you know you're not sprawling your legs open, but you're also not keeping your legs tight either, or the sun's going to give you a weird suntan, right? That you're not showing stuff when people walk by.
Or when you're climbing out of the ladder of the pool, that the person that's underneath you doesn't have to look at any fur between your legs.
Right. So it's just one of those things to be aware of. Put on your swimsuit, look. If you have to do any tucking of your pubic hair into your swimsuit at all, you might seriously want to consider trimming it a little bit with some
shorts.
Right. Trimming it a little bit with your scissors, or you just take your razor and just shave a little bit in on either side, so that then it's a smaller area of hair, and then you won't have to worry about it with your swimsuit.
And you know, I'm sure you've heard when you're older that a lot of women will wax that area and do like a bikini wax. Don't do that on your own for your first time. If it's something that you feel like you want to have done, make sure you talk to your mom or your parent unit that's involved with you and ask them and go to a place professionally to have it done, because it can be it makes the hair there a lot, you know, last a lot less. You wouldn't have to shave it as often, but it's also a little bit painful. And it's nothing you would want to do. It's nothing that you would want to do first at all.
Right. So I think it's just a good conversation to have if you're feeling self-conscious at all about it. Just ask your mom how she feels about you know, shaving down there a little bit or whatever. And if you can't ask your mom,
a little bit, right?
We're not talking shave the hair off. No, we're just talking a little bit in on both sides. So when your bikini is on, you've got maybe, you know, a 1/4 of an inch of space there so that you don't have hair creeping out the side. And again, like if it's just because the hair's long, just trim all over down there a little bit so that then you don't have to worry about that. And also, what about facial hair? Because that's something else. Like sometimes, you know, girls get the hair here between their eyebrows or a little bit around their lip. And so don't ever use a razor on that.
Never. Ever.
Otherwise, your face will look like a man's.
The only place you should be using a razor is your armpits and your legs. Don't even if you think, like, I remember when I was younger.
And your pubic hair.
And your pubic hair. I remember when I was younger, I thought I had a truckload, and I probably did a lot more of arm hair, and I you know, the thought went through my head a few times, like, oh my gosh, I wish I could just shave that right off, and I'm so glad I didn't. A lot of times it does come back thicker. I'm sorry. You know, some people, oh no, that's not true, but
you don't want to risk it.
You don't want to risk that.
No, and you don't want to look like you have stubble on you. So if you have facial hair, you can, if it's just a little, like a weird hair here or there, or a few weird hairs, you can pluck them with tweezers. So get
and we're
some
talking
tweezers.
Like 1 or 2 hairs. We're not talking, you're not plucking
dozens and dozens.
Okay, but
of
your
hairs.
eyebrows, yes. But here, if you had to pluck 20, please don't do that either.
Right, that would be uncomfortable. And so it's very inexpensive. All you have to do is just go into wherever you get your hair done. There's probably someone there who does it. Or your mom can probably make an appointment at a salon she goes to. And they will wax off hair here or here that you just don't want anymore. And it takes 2 seconds. They just put a warm wax over the top. They put like a little kind of paper thing over the top and they go, rip, and it, like, for 2 seconds it stings a little bit. You're not going to yell and cry and scream. It's not like that.
When I was younger, being of Hispanic descent, we have hair all over our bodies. And so when my mom was younger, she was very self-conscious of any like little facial hair that she had, and so when she got older in her 20s, and you know, got a job and was working by herself, she went to electrolysis, which is permanent hair removal. So they stick a little zapper in there and right at the root, and they kill the root, so it never ever comes back. And so when I was in high school, she said, if you ever feel self-conscious about that, I will go, you know, let's go to this lady, we'll pay for it. And so I did do that in high school, and I was glad I did, because I was self-conscious at that time of that. And it was permanent though, which was the good thing. So it wasn't the waxing, which you have to keep up with. Right. It was permanent. So that's something to look into, because it's always nice. It's always nice to pay the little bit extra and have it permanently gone, instead of having to deal with it over and over.
Or laser is another.
Or laser is another
it's
option.
Very expensive too, but
the thing about having it permanent is, I remember too, I think they asked me, did you ever wax that area? Because sometimes if you've waxed it before, it's more difficult. It takes longer to actually kill the root. So just a couple things to think about. And again, do not, if you're thinking about waxing, you can buy kits in the store. Do not do that.
Yeah, you can really burn yourself too. You put it too long in the microwave, you can end up burning yourself.
Yeah,
and,
don't do it.
But I guess the other thing, because I think we've talked about pretty much every kind of hair. You may have another type that you'd like to talk about. But the other thing is that there isn't a problem with leaving your hair.
Yes.
So like if you're not ready, you don't want to do that, or you're feeling pressure to do that by your friends, don't sweat it out.
Yeah.
When you feel ready to take care of armpit hair or leg hair or whatever, then do it then. But don't feel pressured to do it, or your mom may feel very, very strongly against what we've said and be like, no, I don't think you should shave, and I don't shave. I mean, we live in Northern California. There's lots of women here who don't shave.
Right. And it's very European not to shave.
Right. And so don't worry. If you don't do it and you think, oh my gosh, I saw this video and I probably should, don't worry about it. Just do what's comfortable for you and your family, and you guys get to make those decisions. But if you do want to shave, then those are some ideas for you.
And another thing, sometimes when girls first start to shave their legs, on their thighs, the top part of their legs, they notice it's doesn't have as much hair as from the knee down. And so sometimes, quite often, they'll shave from, you know, the ankle all the way up to the knee and maybe a little bit past, and not do the full leg. And that's okay too. I've seen that. It doesn't look weird or anything.
No, I don't shave my thighs at all. I've only ever shaved my calves. And I actually, it's so sparse on my thighs and it's so faint, no one can really see it. And I like not having stubble whenever I touch my whole, you know, your hands tend to lay on your leg, and it's nice not to be stubbly there. So, I don't know, but my mom had strong feelings about not shaving your thighs.
I do shave all the way up because, again, having the darker hair, but I find that I don't have to shave up top as much. It's like 2 to 1. You know, the ratio is probably about 2 to 1 that I have to do. That doesn't really get that very thick or stubbly.
So,
and lotion.
Yeah, do, because it will dry out your legs to shave, and so it is a good idea. Yeah. And one of our favorites is that Neutrogena body oil.
So
it's called sesame something, I can't remember, but anyway, it's just like an after shower body oil that you can put on. It's very light and it smells really good.
Smells really good.
And it really does seem to keep my legs from getting really dry. All right. Thanks for tuning in to Ask Mom. Hope this gives you some shaving hair tips. I'm Holly.
I'm Charisse.
Bye.
Bye.